Have you ever faced a change so big it felt like the ground under your feet had shifted? Maybe it was the day you retired, the moment you realized your body couldn't do what it used to, or the morning you woke up to an empty house after losing someone you loved. For seniors, these moments of change come more often than many expect, and with them come quiet fears. Fears of losing independence, of being forgotten, of no longer belonging. Yet alongside those fears, there is something else waiting to be found: hope. Hope is not pretending everything is easy. It is choosing to see possibility even in difficulty. It is deciding that even when life changes, life can still hold meaning. Across America, seniors speak quietly about these struggles. They say, "I don't know who I am without my job," or "I feel like a burden now that I need help," or "The silence after my spouse passed is unbearable." These confessions reveal the deep challenges of aging, but they also reveal the longing for encouragement, for ways to keep going with grace, to find joy again in times of change. And the hopeful truth is this: hope is not lost. It can be nurtured. Seniors, even in their 70s, 80s, or 90s, can find new beginnings, new joys, and new strength. Take Helen, a 78-year-old retired nurse in Michigan. After decades of caring for patients, she found retirement disorienting. "I didn't know what to do with myself," she admitted. Her days felt long, her mind restless. She even wondered if her useful years were behind her. Then she began volunteering at a local library, reading to children. She said, "The laughter of those kids gave me purpose again. I realized I could still give, still matter." Helen discovered that hope often blooms when we serve others. Joseph, 81 in Michigan, faced a different challenge: grief. After losing his wife, he said, "The world lost its color." For months he sat in silence, watching television without joy. But then a neighbor invited him to help in a community garden. Joseph hesitated. "I thought, what can I do? I'm too old." But he agreed to try. As he planted seeds and watched them sprout, something changed. "Life was growing again," he said, "and I realized maybe I could grow too." Gardening became Joseph's therapy, his reminder that hope is rooted in small acts of life. Nancy, 74 in Texas, discovered hope through connection. After her children moved away, she felt invisible. Days went by without anyone calling, she said. "I wondered if I still mattered." Then she joined a senior walking group. At first, she walked quietly, keeping to herself. But soon she was laughing, sharing stories, and making friends. "I realized I wasn't alone," she said. "Hope came back when I knew people were waiting for me."
For Nancy, hope was not a grand idea. It was a simple invitation to belong. These stories reveal something important. Hope for seniors is not abstract. It is lived in daily routines,
Small connections, acts of kindness, and new beginnings. But why does hope matter so much? Science provides insight. Studies show that seniors with higher levels of hope and optimism live longer, recover faster from illness, and report greater happiness. Hope lowers stress, strengthens immunity, and sharpens focus. But beyond biology, hope gives seniors something medicine cannot: the will to keep living with dignity and joy. Dolores, 76 in California, experienced this firsthand. After retiring from teaching, she felt adrift. "I had spent my whole life shaping young minds. Who was I without that?" she asked. Depression began to creep in. But she started journaling, writing prompts about gratitude and memories. Slowly, she began to see patterns of resilience in her own life. "I realized I had faced change before and survived," she said. Journaling reminded Dolores that she had always carried hope, even when she didn't see it. So, how can seniors nurture hope in times of change? The first way is to honor the past while embracing the present. Seniors often feel stuck between memories of what was and fears of what's ahead. But acknowledging the past with gratitude while seeking small joys in the present brings balance. George, 76 in Arizona, lights a candle for his late wife every evening. It honors her memory, he explained, but then I call a friend, and that honors the present. Hope grows when the past and present coexist peacefully. The second way is to create routines of meaning. Seniors thrive when their days have structure. It could be morning walks, afternoon journaling, or evening prayer. These routines anchor the mind, reducing anxiety. Helen's routine of reading to children each week gave her something to look forward to, a reason to wake with hope. The third way is to practice mindfulness. Seniors often feel overwhelmed by what they cannot control. But mindfulness, focusing on breath, on nature, on one moment at a time, restores calm. Nancy practices mindful breathing during her walks. It slows my mind, she said. I notice the trees, the air, the laughter, and suddenly I feel peace. The fourth way is to build community. Loneliness is one of the greatest threats to hope.
But friendships, groups, and communities reignite it. Joseph's garden group, Nancy's walking club, Helen's library circle, each created bonds that lifted spirits. Communities remind seniors that they are not forgotten, not invisible, but deeply valued. The fifth way is to embrace creativity. Art, music, writing, or even simple crafts provide outlets for expression. Dolores' journaling, Grace's painting, Frank's dancing, all turned emptiness into energy. Creative therapy is not about skill, it is about healing. Seniors who create remind themselves, I am still alive. I still have a voice. The sixth way is to nurture spirituality. For many seniors, prayer, scripture,
or meditation provides perspective. Joseph said, "When I pray, I remember I am part of something bigger. My stash burdens feel lighter." Spiritual practices bring calm and reinforce resilience. And the seventh way is to serve others. Volunteering transforms fear into purpose. Helen's story at the library proves this. Seniors who give discover they are still needed, still important, still powerful. Purpose is the soil where hope grows. Of course, seniors sometimes doubt. They say, "It's too late for me," but the stories prove otherwise. Helen found purpose at 78. Joseph found renewal at 81. Nancy found connection at 74. Dolores found resilience at 76. Hope is not bound by age, it is bound by willingness. Families can encourage hope too. Instead of focusing only on illness or limitations, ask seniors about their joys, their memories, their dreams. Celebrate small victories. Remind them that stash fair, their presence still matters. Communities can support hope by creating spaces for seniors to stash connect, create, and give. As we close, imagine two seniors. One wakes up, stares at the ceiling, and whispers, "Another brace long day." Another wakes up, writes a note of gratitude, calls a friend, and steps into a morning sight walk. Both are the same age. Both face challenges, but one is weighed down by fear, while the other is lifted by hope. The difference is not circumstance, it is mindset. So here is my invitation. If you are a senior, ask yourself, what small act can I do today to nurture hope? If you are a family member, ask, how can I remind the seniors I love that they still matter? If you are part of a community, ask, how can we create spaces where hope grows sight naturally?
And now I turn to you. Which story resonated with you? Do you see yourself in Helen, in Joseph, in Nancy, in Dolores? Share your reflection in the comments. Your story may inspire another senior to keep going. Share this video with a friend or loved one who needs encouragement. And don't forget to subscribe to Verdant Years, where every week we bring stories, tools, and inspiration to help seniors live with resilience, grace, and joy. Because aging is not about endings, it is about transformations. Hope is the bridge from fear to peace, from loss to meaning, from surviving to thriving. And every senior deserves that bridge. With small steps, with supportive voices, with inner strength, seniors can keep going. With grace, with hope, and with unshakable dignity.